What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? It's game day week. It's Eagles Cowboys week. Now, let me finish my little intro. It's Real Talk and Miles Johnson, where you know we always keep it real. I'm with my guy, Kobe.
Nah, not this week. Not this week. Not this week. It's beef this week. It's beef this
But
week.
he ain't my bro this week. It's all blood. We want all blood.
All smoke.
Real red. Real red. So, look, this was overdue. I think the last episode was back in Eagles Cowboys week. But
Probably.
we could have missed this one. It's been
wanna,
finals going on. We could have missed this, John. I don't care.
It's finals. It's finals. We went on the HBC World Tour for homecoming. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, we've been gone, but we back. We back.
And we gonna get straight into this episode, the Eagles versus Cowboys preview. Dak Prescott versus Jalen Hurts, Micah Parsons, and Jalen Carter, Jason Kelsey, Zach Martin, whoever you want to call it. It's a matchup, I'll say this unbiasedly, of the heavyweights in the NFC. It's the Cowboys, it's the Eagles, it's the 49ers. So who do you have, Kobe, winning this game, and why?
You know who I got? Ryan with I got the star on my hat. I don't wear the helmet no more, but I got the star on the hat. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I got the Cowboys 31-28 this week. Dak 3 tuds. CD for another big game. 10 for 185 and a touchdown.
You got CD going for 200 again?
Again. He put up 11 for 191 with ease on y'all last time.
But he got some of those in garbage time. It was like 150.
Really. It's garbage time. The game was close the whole time.
150. We stopped playing, and then we almost sold the game until we went ahead, got that sack on Dak, and it was runs after that.
But no. Hold on. Get it right. Because he ain't had no big catch on the last drive. Because the pass interference moved us up the field 60 damn yards. He ain't really.
Wait, did he get those yards when he fumbled though?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know, but I mean, he did have he had a monster game regardless. He had a monster game regardless. But all right, how your defense gonna do? How your defense gonna do?
I think we're gonna be all right. I got y'all putting up 28 points. You know what I'm saying? We give up a lot of points, but this week I think it's about the offenses. Both defenses is gonna give up points. That's what I think is the fair assessment of the week. Like both defenses is gonna give up points. It's gonna be a shootout. And we called the shootout last time, but it wasn't really a shootout for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like a high scoring shootout, but it was you know what I'm saying? But I'm calling for a shootout this time. I got the game 31-28, but I think both teams might hit 30 for real. Like win or lose, I think both teams hitting 30. I think so. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, you being more generous than me. Cause all right, I do be trolling sometimes. But this time I'm so dead serious. Like I firmly believe this. I think the Eagles will beat the Cowboys by 2 scores at the minimum, at the very minimum. And here's why. The first thing, some of these analysts have lost their damn minds talking about the Philadelphia Eagles after one loss. Now, yes, they got their asses kicked. I get it. Shoot, the Cowboys got their asses kicked too. We both did.
We got our asses kicked in week 5. Y'all got your asses kicked.
Don't matter. It's the NFL season. 2023.
I know. I'm just saying. It looks bad. It looks bad that that's how y'all go out on week 12, week 13, whatever we did,
bro. And anyway, I mean, y'all was still in a shootout with the Seahawks with Geno Smith. Like,
They're not a bad team.
all
Why
right.
do y'all
Let
keep
me
trying to
finish
do
what I
that?
was about to say. What I was about to say was, all right, so the Eagles heard everybody and they mom talking crazy about them. Oh, this team isn't on par with the elites. Jalen Hurts. I heard that Jalen Hurts should get benched for Marcus Mariota. David Carr with the NFL Network. I don't even like to put on insults on people, but you're one of the stupidest people I've ever heard, ever in football. But all those Eagles players, they heard that. They to Jalen Carter, everybody making fun of him because he's crying, because he's showing emotion. These guys are gonna come in, and I feel bad for your squad because I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it was gonna be this lopsided if the 49ers game was close or if it wasn't as embarrassing as it was. But they got embarrassed. They're about to come into AT&T Stadium mad. Mad. Now, I think that A.J. Brown is going to have himself a day. I think DeAndre Swift, you can book it 80 yards and a touchdown. I'm going to rewind this, and you're going to be like, dang, like Miles did look right into the future. You know, Devontae Smith is going to get his. And that guy, our tight end, Dallas Goedert, he's coming back. He said he's going to be 85 to 90% healthy against the Cowboys. He had a pretty good game against the Cowboys so last time. So I think our offense will have its first complete game of the season. It's crazy to think that they're 10-2 and they haven't had a fully complete game, because it's times they've dropped 30, but it was because of how good they were in the second half, like against the Bills. But I think they're going to drop a 40. So I'm going to say 42-24, the Philadelphia Eagles. And Jalen Hurts.
You have lost.
Everybody's been talking crazy about my man, and he's about to put himself back in the MVP discussion. But never mind discussion, but being the favorite. And before we get into our second topic, because this kind of leads into a little bit with Shaq Leonard, I do believe that the Eagles adding Shaq Leonard and the Eagles players, that whole roster, knowing, yeah, he went to the Cowboys facilities, he met one-on-one with Jerry Jones, but he still chose us. That's going to give them a confidence boost to be like, let's show this guy he made the right decision. Like, you feel me? Like, that's because the Cowboys and Eagles, there's not like, they're two great teams, but he went ahead and chose Philly. That says something about what he feels like about the Eagles culture. So if I'm the Eagles players,
you think is that what you really think?
Yes.
Now listen, I didn't let you go on this whole tirade about 42-24, whatever the hell it is that you said, and you have lost your damn mind. No. You have lost your mind. You have lost your mind. You're crazy as hell if you think that. Never mind that. Whatever. I'm moving right past that because the game is not going to be that lopsided. That's crazy. We're going to get straight into a Shaq Leonard thing, and this is what I think. This is what I think is like. This is where I believe that the Eagles fans really miss the mark sometimes. Sometimes y'all aren't very honest with yourselves about what's really happening. Let's be very honest and very clear and concise about what happened with Shaq Leonard. Shaq Leonard asked to be released from the Indianapolis Colts. It was a mutual parting of ways. It was a mutual parting of ways. Y'all can spin it however y'all want. It was a mutual parting of ways by the Indianapolis Colts and Shaq Leonard. Shaq Leonard at one point was an all-pro linebacker, and now he's not playing. On the Indianapolis Colts, he's not playing. And listen, I'm not going to be one of those guys.
If he was a Cowboy, you'd be dumb hype.
Hold on. I'm getting into that. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to trash Shaq Leonard because, yes, I did want him on our team. I did. I did.
Cool. All right,
But
cool.
this is what I believe. This is what I believe is the actual truth. And this is where I feel like Eagles fans aren't like very honest with themselves sometimes. The honest to God truth is Shaq Leonard watched that game and he probably watched some game tape of the rest of y'all's games. And he probably said, you know what? There's an opportunity here for me to go and play football. He's not going to be in rotation. He should be y'all starting linebacker this week. This week, he should be y'all starting linebacker. And that's the honest to God truth. And you know it. You know the honest truth is that he's probably a top 2 linebacker on y'all squad right now, and he doesn't even know the playbook. He doesn't even know the playbook. He watched the Cowboys game. We needed help at linebacker. We needed help. I'll admit it. We needed help, but not nearly. Huh?
What? Because Van Der Esch.
Leighton is out. Yeah. Leighton is out. Yeah. We needed help at linebacker, but our linebacker woes don't look nearly as bad as y'all's linebacker woes. And I feel like that's an honest statement. And I feel like the Cowboys were very honest and upfront with him about it. Like, look, it would be great to have you on the roster. We would love to have you. We probably need you in some sense. But if we being honest, the Eagles need Shaq Leonard way more than we did. And that's the honest truth. And he knows that. And he's mad. He's upset about the way that the things happened in Indianapolis. And he wasn't playing. Now he knows he's about to go and get playtime for the Eagles. He should be starting for y'all this week. He should. And that's just the honest truth. I feel like you should be honest with yourself about that as well.
No, the linebacking core is trash. Look, against the 49ers, I had this note. You have our 2 starting linebackers because Zach Cunningham, he's out with a hamstring. Obviously, my boy, Nakobe, he's out for the year. He going to be back. But you have Nicholas Morrow, who is pretty damn good against the run. But against the pass, he got lit up. Oh, my gosh. And then on the other side, right, then you got Christian Ellis, who's the other starting linebacker. You know, he had a pretty good job against the pass. But against the run, oh, my gosh. McCaffrey, I mean, they're just breaking tackles like crazy. But I don't think that, and you're not even that high on Tony Pollard. So I don't want to hear same way how I'm not that high on our linebackers. I know you're not that high on your running backs. And Tony Pollard is not finna do what Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel were doing to the Eagles, just breaking tackles and just making them look like they're the Pee Wee team. You feel me? So that's one thing too. Like, it's not, I'm scared. I am scared of CD. But I feel like all the Eagles have to do, I'm cool with CD Lamb getting 200 yards. I don't care about that. But what you can't do is have Jake Ferguson go for seven catches, 91 yards. Then it's like, all right, now you're giving up 300 yards to 2 guys. You can't do that. Can't do that. So if they let CD go off, let him get, cash out some parlays and all that, but then just shut up, shut down everybody else. I feel great. How you feel about this, the way that your quarterback been playing?
He's been playing lights out, bro. He's been playing lights out. And honestly, this is where I think it gets tricky, right? Like, yeah, we haven't played like the best competition in the NFL, but like it's the NFL at the end of the day, bro. It's the NFL at the end of the day. And if it was easy, everybody would do it. Like if it was easy, everybody would do it. And everybody hasn't done it. People have played okay games, good games against these other teams, but Dak Prescott is number 1 and number 2 in damn near every major statistical category, and he hasn't played the fourth quarter. He hadn't played the fourth quarter in like the past 4 games. He would be number 1 in every statistical category if he was stat padding. If he wanted to, he could. If he wanted to, he could. You know what I mean?
Let me say
So
this
it's just
before you
like, to me,
start
it's like,
going. Let me say this too. I ain't gonna lie. Unbiasedly, if Dak was playing like this with the prime Zeke, there's Super Bowl.
yeah, no, we're Super Bowl contenders. But you know what though?
No chance.
Yeah, probably. But you know what though? You know what? And if we go back to our earlier episodes, I probably wasn't very high on Mike McCarthy. We were quick to forget, but I'm very fast now to remember. Mike McCarthy is a good coach, bro. I'm here to say it.
No, yeah, no, he is. He is.
Mike McCarthy has turned me into a believer. And I really forgot like what he really did when he got to Green Bay. Like, and I think the greatness of Aaron Rodgers somewhat kind of like, you know what I'm saying, kind of makes everybody forget how good Mike McCarthy was as a coach too. But with the things that he's doing with Dak Prescott right now, like Dak Prescott, he has put Dak Prescott in situations to be great. You know what I mean? Like he's taken Dak Prescott's strengths and made situations and curated situations for Dak Prescott to be great. Dak Prescott played very good in previous seasons. You know what I'm saying? But like that, I feel like that was Dak Prescott just showing his natural ability, his natural talent. But natural talent going along with Mike McCarthy calling great games, and people going say whatever they want about that last drive where we threw the ball and we should have ran the ball and Mike McCarthy should have made many different decisions and this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. We got greedy because we was winning. Cool, whatever. But Mike McCarthy has been putting Dak Prescott in situations that I haven't seen Dak Prescott playing before. And he's tied for like 20th in the NFL in interceptions right now. And I feel like that's really a testament to the way that Mike McCarthy is calling games right now.
No, I think like no, Mike McCarthy, he's doing a great job this year calling plays. And I'll give him credit in terms of, all right, he said I had to step away from the game either on his he says on his own volition. Nobody wanted to at the time, be honest with you. And then Jerry made the call, but he had to step away from the game a little bit after the Green Bay situation, and he had to learn. All right, like be like innovative with his play calling because before he was back in the old times. So I'll give him his credit. He's been way more innovative than he has in the past. In terms of really utilizing a weapon and revolving it around Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, even without a great running game or maybe a non-existent running game, to be nice. But the problem with Mike McCarthy in late games is the clock management. And if your squad continues to get penalties, that's the reflection of the head coach. Because I was there in person that Eagles Cowboys game. And Eagles fans, I'd be lying if I tell you that I wasn't crouching down. My dad was hyped, talking crazy. And I'm like, yo, we're really about to lose. And I got to just go out here and make this video. And I just know that everybody's going to be on me. When the Cowboys were at 1st and 5, and I thought, I thought there was no way that they could go ahead and get a touchdown on us, right? But then what happened? A false start or something, some penalty that brought them back, and then a sack. But like those little penalties, I feel like that's a reflection of the head coach. So while he is a great play caller this year, for him to be a great coach, he got to clean up those little stuff. Because shoot, if you ended up getting a touchdown on that 1st and 5, and then you beat the Eagles, now you're the leaders in the NFC East, and now the Eagles have to play catch up after getting blown out from the 49ers. So all of that goes ahead and bites you in the butt.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, bro. And I'll say this last thing before we move. I think, yeah, that a part of that is on the coach, but I think that was our first, like, if I'm not mistaken, like that was our first like real battle all season. we hadn't been battle tested yet. Like we either lost, just flat out lost, or we was blowing teams out. You know what I mean? So like before that, we hadn't been battle tested. That like our the most battle game we had was with the Chargers, and like I don't know that anybody really thought during the Chargers game that we were gonna lose. Like, yeah, it was a close game, but I don't know that anybody really thought like, oh, these dudes is about to go out here and actually lose. Like, no, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that was a real like battle testing game. Yeah, it was 20-17, but like there was no like real fear factor there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think a lot of what you're saying, like, yeah, it is true. It's true. Like, yeah, some of it does fall on the coach or whatever. But I think a lot of that is like we hadn't been battle tested yet, and we played, and so now we've lost that close game with the Eagles, right? And like now we've won that close game with the Seahawks, right? Like, so I think as we get closer, you know what I'm saying, and as we go through this gauntlet of a schedule that we have left, like win or lose, if it's a battle again, like this makes us better for down the road. Like if we're gonna have close games, it's gonna be ugly for the rest of the season. And I love that for us. I'm glad that we're gonna get these tests before we get to January, and we'll know exactly who the Cowboys are by the end of December.
Yeah, it's the stretch for y'all, because I've been getting like comments from people like trolling me. Keep them coming. But like when you look back at it, any Eagles fan, especially if we beat the Cowboys, but even if the Eagles lose, to the Cowboys, if the fact that, if they went 4-2 in a stretch with facing the Dolphins, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Cowboys twice, and the 49ers, I would take that. Like, but if they told me that we would win 4 out of those 6 games, I would say I'm gonna take that. So I think for Eagles fans and for people that be hate on the Eagles, yes, that 49ers game, it was bad. They got outcoached, outplayed in every facet of the game. But look at the big picture, and the Eagles have, in this gauntlet that's about to end, I guess they play the Seahawks next week, but they did their job. They won the games that they needed to win. I'm pretty sure if the Cowboys had that schedule, they played the Eagles twice, the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Bills, the Dolphins, and they go ahead and go 4-2. I think you you take that as a win. I think people capping, that's a win. So really, I think with the Eagles too, they're gonna look at how the Seahawks were successful. Obviously, Geno isn't as good as Jalen Hurts. Obviously, that offense, and the fact that DK Metcalf, that should be scary. The fact that DK Metcalf was gonna went off like that, and that AJ Brown, matches that same physicality and has better hands, all that. I feel very confident about the Eagles' chances in this game. And I love the makeup of the fact that the Eagles, they have a bunch of guys like Lane Johnson, Jason Kelce, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, who all won in 2017. And they're still playing at a high level now. Like Brandon Graham, he had a clutch sack against Dak Prescott at the end of the first game this season. So you have that perfect mix of like those veterans, and then you have that mix of those young guys like Swift, like Smith, like Brown, Hurts, all these guys, that you can go ahead, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, that you can mix in, and they'll be, championship ready. So I think they'll play mad. But I think this game though it's gonna tell who wins the MVP. If Dak Prescott goes out here, has 3 touchdowns, like you said, they win a close game, or they, beat the Eagles comfortably, whatever it is, he'll be in the MVP conference. I will I will say Dak Prescott is the MVP favorite, and everybody will be saying that. Like if he goes out here, plays like he's been playing and beats the Eagles. Now Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, has a great game, and they beat the Cowboys, and especially if they beat them by 2 scores by a comfortable lead. Now we're talking about Hurts, who's on the best team in the league, obviously, like, best record, all that. And then he has that performance. He's going to be the favorite because people like Brock Purdy, you could talk about like Brock Purdy. He is an MVP favorite right now, but that's just because of default. Like I feel like people are waiting to see what the next 2 runner-ups in Hurts and Prescott do in this game, and that'll really determine, who
I think
is the MVP.
Yeah, I think the MVP race is a fluid race, right? Like so, and I think because it's a fluid race, when you look at the things that happen over the course of the season, like with the fluidity, they just beat y'all, and they beat us, right? So like when you take it all into consideration, and you're like, oh well, if the two favorites or the 2 most talked about really are Dak and Jalen, and he beat both Dak and Jalen, like by default, like you're right, like you just said, like he has to be, you know what I'm saying, he has to be obviously like the top of that conversation. He's the favorite. I was looking at the lines earlier, and like he's like plus 300. Dak is like plus 325, and Jalen is like plus 400. I think before Sunday, I would have said, if we get into it, if you're ready to get into it, like who has the better MVP case, Dak or Jalen? I think before Sunday, I would have said Jalen had a better case, and I think he still does have like a slight edge because of the wins over the Dolphins and the Bills and the way that those games went. I know you probably are gonna I know a lot of people are gonna hear this and be like, well, they beat the Chiefs too. Yeah, but like I don't think that wasn't like an MVP caliber game from Jalen Hurts to up the ante on his MVP like case. Like I know he had 2 rushing touchdowns.
He was
But like
clutching
I
that
just
fourth. He had that
he was clutch.
dime to
He was clutch.
Devontae.
He was clutch, yeah, but like I don't think that game as a whole I don't think that game as a whole really did a whole lot for his specific MVP case. Like I feel like if we go back and look at that game, like the Chiefs did a lot to beat themselves, and Jalen did come up clutch. But the Chiefs also did a lot to beat themselves. I just don't feel like statistically and overall, like it really, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a win, it's a dub in the win column. And he did have some great plays in the fourth quarter. But I personally just don't feel like, as a voter, like if I'm a voter, like I probably, and I'm not, I don't matter, right? But like who I just don't think that game gives a whole lot towards his MVP case. So, like I was saying, though, Jalen does probably still have the slight edge because of the wins over the Dolphins and Bills. But if the Cowboys win this week, and because we still have the Dolphins and Bills and Lions left on our schedule, like if the Cowboys win this week and they can take the Dolphins and Bills games too, that's that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a hell of a 3-game stretch. I think Jalen's case is like, I don't know really what does the remainder of y'all schedule look like?
So we have they have the Seahawks, the Giants, the Cardinals, like
then Giants again. Yeah, see, I think that's the kind of, excuse me. I think that's the thing that kind of sucks for Jalen, right? Because of the fluidity of the MVP race, like I don't know that this is like this last stretch of games is gonna do like a whole lot for his. That's why
I think it's this game. Because let's say, because I ain't gonna lie, people saying that even if the Cowboys beat the Eagles, let's say they still got like they still got what the Bills, the Dolphins, like they still got a
Bills,
schedule
Dolphins, Lions,
after
and
the Eagles that's not no gimmies. So the Eagles could still end
like
up
this can't
being
be our Super Bowl.
yeah, like this, like the Cowboys can still drop the NFC East title even if they win against the Eagles because the Eagles them play like their hardest schedule. So like everything else is like these ain't no gimmies. I feel like the Giants is a gimme. The Cardinals might be harder than people expect, but all these ain't no Bills, Chiefs, Dolphins. So, but I think that this is the game for Hurts if he wants. I know he don't care about the MVP because he cares about Super
But
Bowl,
if he won,
rightfully so. But this is the game.
if he won, yeah, he got to go get it this week.
Yeah, this is
He got to
the
go
game.
get it.
This is the game. Who
But yeah,
is?
no, that's what I was getting at. Because Dak has this game, but he also has it can't just be this game for Dak. Like it has to be the Bills and Dolphins. He has to, and then that's what I think is really like the determining factor because he's where he's at statistically. If he goes and gets it in these next 3 games too, like I don't think there's really too much of a like I guess Purdy can make somewhat of a case, but like I don't think there's too much to really talk about if he go get these 3 games.
Yeah. Last thing, we'll make it quick. Who is your X factor on the Cowboys side? And who is the X factor? Well, I'll just say that. Who is your X factor for the Cowboys to win? Aside from like, the obvious like people, like quick
aside from
like Dak or
CD. My X factor is as much as I want to go I guess it doesn't really work, but I guess as much as I want to go to offensive line as the whole like that like they have to have a day. They have to have a day for us to win, I think that we talked about Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott and where they're at right now. And I think that if our offensive line isn't having the greatest day, like I think Mike McCarthy can
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say our offensive line, but I think Mike McCarthy can do something with that. My X factor is DaRon Bland. It has to be him. It has to be because I know
he is not stopping. I've been respectful. He ain't stopping Devontae or AJ. I'm telling you that now, so you can get down.
This is what I'm saying. Right? This is what I'm saying. Stephon Gilmore over there, like he is who he is, right? He is who he is. We know who he is. He's gonna have a good day. We don't know if it's gonna be great. We don't know if he's gonna have a great day. We know he's gonna have a good day. He's gonna have a good day. DaRon Bland is my X factor because DaRon Bland will get picked on. DaRon Bland is the one that's gonna get picked on. He's going to. They're gonna send Devontae over there. They're gonna send AJ over there. And whoever the Eagles want to go to on third down, whoever they want to go to in the red zone, and AJ loves to play on that left side. AJ loves to play on that left side where DaRon Bland plays at, which I guess is the right side if you're the defense.
Yep.
That's the matchup. You know what I'm saying? That's the matchup. And so I'm not saying that DaRon Bland got to hold the dude under, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna put no statistics on it, but what I'm saying is that when he's getting picked on, and when we know you're about to get picked on third down, on the jump ball in the red zone, like what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna show up? Are you gonna show the hell up, or are you gonna fold? And are you going to be out physicaled and all of the things? You know what I'm saying? Like, and the other thing about it, the thing about the DK Metcalf thing is like, if you go back and watch, there were some plays where he was out physical, but my biggest problem with DaRon Bland was he was getting beat on routes. Like, he was just getting beat on routes and doing dumb stuff, like playing 10 yards off on 3rd and 4 at one point. Like, he played 10 yards off on 3rd and 4, and Tyler Lockett got like an easy little 5-yard out that sustained the drive. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's DaRon. in the small things that are like, hey, bro, you're gonna get picked on. Like, y'all not about to go over there and pick on Gilly. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gonna have to throw it, but nobody's about to go over there like, it's third down. I'm sending AJ Brown over there to get covered by Stephon Gilmore, and I know he gonna win. No, that's gonna be a battle. Deron Bland has to win one of he's gonna have to win a few of these battles, and hopefully it comes down the stretch. Hopefully it comes down the stretch.
That's a great one, because if there is a person to pick off Hurts, it would be Deron Bland, because they gonna test him. They gonna test him. I would say for me, you went defense. I'm gonna go offense, and if you're an Eagles fan, like, you already know who I'm gonna say. DeAndre freaking Swift. DeAndre Swift. What we know, y'all love what I said. Y'all was like, all right, now he's talking now, but it's facts. This offense is not at its full potential if DeAndre Swift is not cooking. He has to cook. What happened in the 49ers game can't happen again. Even if the Cowboys go up 7, they go up 10, or whatever it is, you can't panic. You got to go ahead and trust that run game, because that's what makes this offense so explosive, because now it has the defense guessing. If they know that you're going to pass it to AJ, to Devontae, to Dallas Goedert, now your offense becomes more one-dimensional. But now the RPOs, they don't know if DeAndre Swift is getting the ball or if it's going to be Hurts throwing, or Hurts might go ahead and run. That's all depending on the way that DeAndre Swift is playing. So I'm going to say that I need Swift to get minimum 20 carries. If I was a betting man, I'd probably say he get 25 carries. Just saying. Yeah. That might be a, spoiler, bets of the week coming soon.
I think that's spot on.
I would bet the over on whatever DeAndre Swift's carries are, because they have to feed him. That's the priority. He's that difference maker that makes this offense reach its full potential. And I believe that this offense will finally have its first great game from start to finish. Especially with the addition of Adam back, my guy Dallas Goedert. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, everybody. Really appreciate y'all. We're gonna try to keep these episodes to 40, 35, 30 minutes. But we had to get this to y'all. Some real Eagles fans, some real Cowboys fans in here. Show some love. What you guys say, Kobe, before we hop off this joint?
Yeah, man, it's beef this week. You my guy.
Real rap.
My guy. You my guy. But this week, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I don't want to text. I don't want to call.
I'm gonna be in the chat talking crazy.
I'm in it. If it's not in the group chat, I don't want to hear from you for real. No, I'm playing. But this week is serious, man. Everybody should be standing on business this week, because this is week 1 for us, but this is week 1 of the gauntlet for us, but this is serious for y'all too. This solidifies the thing.
You mean? So let's go, Birds. Let's see what y'all do. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. With that being said, y'all, is Real Talk with Miles Johnson with my man Kobe Scales. We out, y'all.